What's going on, guys? This is Aaron with Departures Capital. We're here with Hamutal Yitzhak, co-founder and CEO. Nice to have you back, Hamutal. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, and happy to be back.
Of course. So for a little recap, Else Nutrition is a food and nutrition company that has developed clean and plant-based products for infants, children, and adults. Since we last spoke, what's new at Else Nutrition?
Well, there are so many new things since we last spoke. I think it was in November. We've launched new products. We've hired lots of new people, great team to our company. We've experienced very fast growth with the product that we have been selling since August. We've been working on so many new product developments that will actually serve us in penetrating so many other geographies in the coming months and in the next year. So much to talk about. So let's get into the details.
Perfect. Yeah. So Else Nutrition just announced some impressive first quarter results at the end of May. Can you tell us about the company's progress in Q1?
Sure. So the revenue growth reported on Q1 is based on the fast growth of online sales, as well as the first large orders that we got from our distributors that serves the retailers listed with Else. So we've seen the Q1 revenues was about 1.1 million Canadian dollars, which actually reflect 90% growth over the revenues of fourth quarter of 2020, and an increase of almost 300% versus the revenues from the first quarter in 2020. It's actually the first quarter to recognize the formula revenues from the retail market, and we've seen almost 150% growth in quarter-over-quarter on formula revenues. It was about almost 900,000 Canadian dollars in Q1 2021, over 350 in Q4 2020. And we also successfully increased the Amazon formula number of orders by almost 70%. And the average basket was growing about 15% quarter-over-quarter. So these things are really very, very exciting for the company.
Awesome. Yeah, congratulations on those numbers. So the company has also grown its online sales. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Else started its online sales in August 2020 on our e-store at elsenutrition.com, and in late September on Amazon.com. We've had initial online sales on these two channels, and they demonstrated a good growth trajectory, growing at more than 20% month over month. And we're expected to accelerate as more products are added to the Else range. You can see it already. For example, Else Amazon.com monthly sales are doubling every 3-4 months.
Those are pretty awesome numbers. So with the plant-based industry growing so rapidly, where do you see Else Nutrition 1 year from now?
So Else Nutrition is doing so much, concurrently. I'm talking about, in a year's time, we're talking about several additional product lines, starting from 6 months babies up to additional kids nutrition products, and we're also working on adult nutrition products. We're going to see new geographies coming. We're working concurrently on so many other geographies that some of them are already very, very well advanced, and the others are still, we're on testing or, trying to strategize the marketing plan for those geographies, but everything is done concurrently. We'll have a full US team, which will be strongly promoting and marketing with the HCP or healthcare community in the US. And we're building that team right now and hiring it and creating a real subsidiary with all that it takes in the US. And we'll also have final results from some of the clinical studies with the capability to have clinical claims on some of our products, not yet on the infant, but I assume that all the rest of the, of the series of the lines will actually be able to claim certain claims, which will definitely accelerate our growth and our attractiveness within our audiences. We'll have more capacity, maybe our own capacity for production in the US and in Europe. And I guess lots of other things, but I think I mentioned the major stuff.
A lot of plans for the year. So at the beginning of spring this year, Else Nutrition signed deals with two massive US distributors. Tell us more about Else Nutrition's growing presence in the US and what these milestones mean for the company. Also, if there's any strategic partnerships that you'd also like to highlight.
Sure. So we onboarded and we are already shipping products through those two largest natural food distributors, UNFI and KE. Actually, together they cover almost the entire retail market in the US. And together they opened already 14 distribution centers for Else. That means for us, trust, credibility in the company, in its ability to provide and to grow, because these are the major distributors in the US. So that really means that trust and credibility for Else is given. And I think it means that they trust the product quality, our capability to deliver and to support the supply chain. I think these are major milestones for us, an acknowledgement in the company's strength and potential. So in terms of additional strategic partnerships, there are definitely certain strategic partnerships that are being negotiated in these moments, but I really cannot disclose much of them at this moment. Mm-hmm. So maybe that will have to wait to the next interview, I guess.
Sure, not a problem. I'd love to cover it. So you recently announced the launch of your second product, a nutrition shake for kids ages 3 and up. What has been the market response so far, and do you have any other products coming down the pipeline for this year?
Yeah, so the kids nutrition product, funny, it was just launched on our e-store just a few days ago. So it's really too early to tell exactly what's the response, but from what we have seen, we have very good responses in terms of the velocity, even of the velocity of the sales, considering the very short time. The reviews we've seen, which are few, but this only represents a few days of sales, we've seen very positive responses regards to the taste, despite the fact that we have a very low level of sugar compared to our leading competitors. And sugar is one of the leading factors in taste. And of course, about our solubility. So response has been great. Just let's wait a little longer to get more solid responses.
Yeah, I agree. So what should investors keep an eye out for in the coming months for Else Nutrition?
I think in the very near coming months, we'll see many new retailers. Currently, we're in discussions with dozens of new retailers that represent about 5,000 doors already. And so we'll see listings and launches in new retail spaces. And we're looking also to launch in Canada. I'm not speaking about shipping a product to Canada, which we are already doing, but I'm talking about brick and mortar sales in Canada, a product that will be compliant to the Canadian regulation. And talking about several new product launches in the next few months. And I think I'm not sure if Europe will be in this year or at the beginning of the next, but this is also pretty close in terms of timeline. So these are the very near things that we are going to see.
Distribution and new products, those are two very exciting things for your company. So finally, what is the best way for investors to get in touch with you?
Well, I think an email is always responded quite promptly at my end. So I think that would be the best. But and we also have an Else Care very dedicated team that responds very, very quickly to our investors, and they provide everything and they deliver the messages to me, and I'm very responsive to that, especially to investors. So that would be the best way.
All right, Hamutal, well, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to continuing to cover your story. We have almost since day one, and yes, exciting times for you guys. So best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, that wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to say, if you do support me, the channel, and all these videos, then kindly smash that like button along with hitting the subscribe button and the bell for notifications for future videos. I did also want to say, check the disclaimer down below. This video was sponsored by the company that we are talking about today. So check the disclaimer, full disclosure, and we're out of here. Always remember, guys, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you make your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. We'll see you guys in our next video.